Well, hello. How are you? Let me make sure my mic is on. Yeah, it's on. How are you, my crafty friends? I'm Eve with the baby's booty. And tonight we are going to be doing applique the easy way, right? So I know you're probably like, the easy way. Is there an easy way to do applique? Well, my dear friend, it sure is. And we're going to have some fun with that tonight. So this is going to be an embroidery project. I will be using the PE800. So we will be working with a 5x7 hoop size. In this particular project, they do have it in a 4x4 size as well. So you can use this. Why is there no sound? Are you sure there's no sound? I don't hear. Why is there no sound? Let me check. Let me check my audio. It shows that I have audio. Can y'all not hear me? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, put purple hearts in the chat because for some reason it's saying my hubby is saying there's no sound. You can hear So Crafty? Sweet. I am so glad to know that you can hear. That is awesome sauce. So sweet sound. Okay, cool. So back to what we were saying. We have an embroidery project to do. Oh, the project is 4x4 friendly as well. They do have a 4x4 version. Now, the one I will be doing will be a 5x7 version. So no fear, if you have the small embroidery machine, you are able to do this project as well. And we will be using some products from the awesome DIME Designs in Machine Embroidery. And that is what we will be utilizing to do our easy applique tonight. Now, I'm also going to pull in a little bit of So What Pro to make the project kind of easier. Yeah, you'll see what I mean when I get to that part. We'll be using a little bit of So What Pro. And then using a little bit of So What Pro, we will also be using, and I haven't decided just yet whether we're going to work with prints up there or whether we're going to work with Picasso right here. This is Picasso and this is Prince. So not sure if we're going to go with the Cricut or the Silhouette, but either way, we will also utilize the cutting machine. All right. So I'm hoping you guys are looking forward to it. I want to definitely thank you so very much for joining us this evening, and I hope you have fun. So let's get into the chat, because one of the things I like to do at the beginning of our show is I like to say hello to the folks who have taken their time to come in and say hi, because without you all, it would be pointless. Well, it wouldn't be pointless. I'd be sitting here talking to myself, and that's not fun. I mean, I can do it and I will do it, but I'm just saying it's not as fun. I like when y'all interact with me. So we're going to get into the chat. Gina Goins was the first one in the house tonight. So Gina Goins, welcome, my love. Thank you for joining us. Baby Giant Services LLC. Hi, how are you? Hi, Sheila Cushionberry. Miss Sheila is in the house tonight. That's what's up. Gina Goins says she clicked that like button, and I definitely appreciate that. If you don't mind, go ahead and hit that like button for us to help us out with our YouTube algorithm. Just Paper Crafting, hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. Linda Gray, YouTube Hoop Group member in the house, welcome, and thank you for supporting our channel. Make It with Marilyn, hey, honey bunny, welcome, and thank you also for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. We have Karen D. Hello, Karen D. Welcome, my dear. Yvonne Hudson from Cali, welcome, and thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member as well. So Crafty in the house, thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. Did y'all thaw out up there yet? I'm just saying, that was a lot of snow. Joanna Holmes from Illinois, welcome, my love. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. Benita Neely, hey, honey bunny, welcome. Creations by Kay. Aisha, welcome, my dear. Always a pleasure to have you, and thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. I appreciate it, ma'am. And how's my baby doing? She's still in school? Is she out yet? She should be about coming home for vacation. Tell her I said, hey, what a cute self. Precious Pieces, hey, honey bunny, welcome. Miss Leela Nelson, hey, honey, welcome. And thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. Always a pleasure. Let's Miss Sexy MS, welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight, honey. Betty Pruitt Harris, welcome. Haven't seen your name before, so thank you for joining us. and welcome to our chat. We appreciate you being here. Simone R, welcome. Thank you, B. Worked really hard on that introduction a long time ago. I need to make a generic one for when it's not Sunday. I'm gonna have to come up with something else, but thank you. I appreciate it. Laser beam, what up? We like freaking laser beams. We like laser beams around here. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Paula D, hey honey. Mary Brown, hey honey. Welcome, and thank you, Mary Brown, for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. We have Joanna Holmes, who's also a YouTube Hoop Group member. Thank you for joining us. We have Sonia Siegler. Thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. Then we have Me Creatively by Kim. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Miss JB, thank you very much for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. I appreciate it. Dips, honey bunny, are you free? Did they let my people go? Welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening, whether you are at work or not. Becky Tism, welcome. And thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. Gail Moore is in the house. Welcome. Yvonne Hudson says, hey, does she good? Leslie Kendall from Los Angeles. I was trying to read the place and your name at the same time. That didn't work out too well. Welcome. We got Taryn here. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Beverly Smith, thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. Shirley Dabney, thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member as well. Anita Ulmer also is a YouTube Hoop Group member. Thank you. And then we have Miss One 43. Thank you very much for being a YouTube Hoop Group member as well. Hey, Patrina Gosha. Welcome, dear. Good to see you. Sundora's Miles. Good to see you. AJ Harris. Howdy, everybody. Welcome. Eartha Lewis. Hey, Miss Eartha Lewis. How are you? Welcome. Good to see you. Patrice. Welcome. Enjoyed your shirt. Please tell me you used it already. I hope you did, because as soon as you got off alive, I went back there in the room. I turned on my tens machine and I put my little eye thingy on and I just rested, ma'am. And I let that thing massage some blissful bliss in my life for 15 minutes so that I could come in here and start getting ready for the show. That was, I think, let's see, I went in there and started that at 8 o'clock. So that gave me 15 minutes of lovely time. So hopefully you used yours already. And thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. D. Smith, thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member as well. And Byron Foley, welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. Danny, aka Danny Crash USA, welcome. Thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member as well. And Rosalind McElbean, welcome. Thank you very much for being a YouTube Hoop Group member as well. Sunday Sunshine Coordinations, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Sharon Davenport, thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. Up Designs, Ruby McMahon Harvey, Patrina Gosha says she heard me, so that's what's up. Thank y'all for being here and for helping us out, y'all. So I want to, hey, Peggy Riles, welcome. Haven't seen your name, so thank you for joining us. Let me see, scrolling, making sure that I catch as many folks as I can before we get into doing this applique project. It's going to be on a child's shirt. Okay, so the child's shirt is what we're going to do. And that's the cool thing I do appreciate about doing the children's shirts. So I'm scrolling all the way down. I'm gonna have to scroll all the way down. I apologize. Hey, gorgeous Rose. I am excited to show you guys the children's shirts because children's shirts are a huge market. Okay, very, very big market. So even if you have a 4x4 embroidery machine, that's y'all, that's the beauty of the small embroidery machine. Yeah, it's smaller. Yada yada. Okay, no, it's not a multi-needle. Okay, whoop-de-doo. The thing is, use what you have, and what you have really, really works in a children's market. So if you're trying to do shirts, onesies, baby bibs, burp cloth, stuff like that, they really decorate very well with a smaller design. They don't take all of that. So the small embroidery machine is perfect for this type of project. Okay, so let's switch over to the embroidery machine. I'm not sure if I have the right camera. I mean, if I have the camera set up correctly. So just bear with me. But one of the things I'm going to do first off is get us switched over to the overhead camera because I want to show you what we're going to work with to make this applique project easier. Okay. So let's get you over the table. That's first off. And then while you're over the table back here in the background, I'm going to pull in my extra camera, which is right here. And I'm just going to leave it off to the side so that it's ready. And let's get over to the table. All right, so I have let me grab this and then let me grab this from off my desk as well. So tonight we are going to work with this awesome product from DIME. Okay, so this is DIME. This is a shimmer and shine vinyl applique kit. Okay, vinyl applique. We need, oh, So Crafty got a new press. Well, of course, we're going to ring the bell. Thank you for letting me know. Congratulations, So Crafty. Holler. That's what's up. Yes, honey. Yes. Congratulations on your new baby. And then Joanna Holmes got a new baby too. HTV Ront Press. Holler. Congratulations on your HTV Ront Press. That's what's up. Y'all know those HTV Ront presses are dominating the industry right now. That's awesome to see how many of y'all have it. Now this DIME is a designs. DIME stands for Designs in Machine Embroidery, and they specialize in things to support the single needle embroidery machines. So if you have a single needle embroidery machine, whether that's a 4x4, 5x7, 6x10, doesn't matter, single needle embroidery machine, these guys are going to bat for you. Okay, and they have really cool stuff. And I've shown several things, and we're going to show some more things tonight. But this is the main feature tonight. This is a vinyl applique kit. Okay, so there's a few of you guys out there that I didn't even realize that didn't know that you can applique with HTV. All right, so these guys partnered up between King Star Metallic Thread and Caesar, and it's not Sizer, is Caesar glitter vinyl to match. And we're going to use that to make super cute, one for sure, super cute shirt, maybe two. Okay. So this is gorgeous how that goes together. This green, and then we also have the light green in there as well. Super cute. It's a perfect match. And then we also have this rose color with the glitter vinyl to match as well. So we're going to put this together along with some clear vinyl. Now, I'm gonna give you a warning ahead of time. I have iron on clear vinyl, and I'm gonna open it to make sure this is going to work, because I did not, I threw away, rather, I was cleaning out and inadvertently threw away. Okay, this might work. This just might work, but I meant to keep my clear vinyl. So whenever you're working with a project that is going to utilize clear vinyl, because we're going to put a snow globe on a shirt, and it needs that clear plastic vinyl to go on the front of the snow globe, because we're going to actually fill it with some confetti pieces, right? So here's some little simple confetti hearts that we're going to put inside the snow globe. But my heavy vinyl, usually you can get it from Walmart if you have a crafting section, and they have it where, you know, that stuff that used to cover the couches at your great grandma's house, you know, and or dust cover, so, or cover the table. So that's the type of vinyl normally I would use with this project, but I can't find it. I'm pretty sure I threw it away. So that being the case, I'm going to have to use this vinyl here, and that's not ideal. This is not really what I wanted to use, but we're going to do it anyway. Don't give it give it a shot and see if we can't make this work. All right. So this is, what did I do with the bag? Just that quick. Here it is. This is Heat and Bond vinyl. So normally this particular vinyl, I bought this for the potato chip bags that we were making in the hoop, but it's a clear vinyl as well. So hopefully we can get this to work. But at any rate, I don't want to keep dragging this out. This is what we're going to do. Valerie E says, just checking in to say hello, but have to go to work at 2 a.m. You get some rest, ma'am, because if anything, I'm out here to cheer on anybody that's got to get up at 2 a.m. and go to work. Okay. You do your thug thizzle. All right. So again, let me show you the design that we'll be working with. So give me a sec. Let me go over to our wonderful friends at Creative Fabrica, and the link is in the description below. All right, so let's do this. Let's share screen, share this screen, share. Okay, so Creative Fabrica, and if we go to Creative Fabrica, let's do this because I want to make sure I go to the right thing. Let's do this. And we're going to go here and I'm going to copy and paste that link. It's in the description. Boop. And it should take us directly to this fillable snow globe blank applique. Isn't that adorable? I think it's super, super cute. All right. So it has 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of embroidery. All right. And I will break that down for you now. So here we have Sew Up Pro, and you have, first of all, this top half, this top part of the snow globe. So there's a background that you can do here. And we're going to do something a little extra special with the background. All right. So you got one piece that would applique back here. That's not for the glitter vinyl, but this is going to be for just a plain piece of fabric or decorative. It's up to you. So there's your first applique placement, and then that's to tack it down. Then you have this section. So that's section number 2 down here, and we're going to use white to make it look like snow. All right. And then that's the tack down. And then you've got this bottom piece that we'll definitely be using with that glitter vinyl. And so this is the base of it. That's your placement. That's your tack down stitch. So that's section number 3. And then you got the snow trim, or actually you can make this sand as well if you wanted to. It's entirely up to you, or grass. It just depends on how you want your snow globe. But at any rate, this is for the snow level. All right. And then you've got this area right here, this great big dome. That's for the clear vinyl that goes on top. That's the placement. And then that's your cover, that part, to tack down the vinyl. And then that finishes off with the base. All right, so you got several layers here that you're going to fool with. But what we were going to do also is we were going to put an initial back here. That's the plan. We'll see if we can't pull that off. So we've got Barb LaFon, who got the X Tool D1. Congratulations, ma'am. Holler. Yes, hunty. Yes. And then Belinda West O'Neill, she got the Juki TLQ18P. I'm assuming that's the sewing machine. Congratulations. Holler. Yes, honey. Yes. Congratulations on y'all's new babies. That's what's up. So this is one of the designs that we are working with tonight, and to show you another applique that I found that was super duper cute. And technically, to be quite honest, I need to do this other one while we're on instead of doing that snow globe, because that snow globe is probably going to be a challenge, especially since I don't know what I've done with my vinyl. But notwithstanding, here's another super cute applique design on Creative Fabrica. Love this. I think that's totally adorable and easily attainable. So this is easy to do. But let's see, it has 4 hoop sizes. So I'll have to check to see if this one is 4x4 friendly. I'm not sure. I know the snow globe is, but we'll have to check this one. All right, so let us go back to our cutting. No, actually, we need to stay right here on the screen. We need to stay right here. Let's go ahead and open up that mittens and see if it is that. Yep, look there, 4x4. So they do have a 4x4 version as well. So that is available for you to do on a shirt as well. And it's, look, 4 color stops. Super simple. Just super, super simple. This is your placement. This is your tack down. That's your wording. And that's the final stitch. So that's really easy to do. And like I said, once you start doing these on kids shirts move pretty quick. So you should be able to customize this. You can put the kid's initial, like their first initial on the mittens if you wanted to, and that would customize it even further. Okay. So what I need to do first off is I need to put the design on the embroidery machine. Let's do this right here because I'm way over here. I'm not near the cutting table. So let's go ahead and put the design on a USB drive so that we can plug it into our 5x7. And then we will go ahead. I'm actually going to go ahead and upload both designs so that just in case we can get to the other one, we can do both of them. Okay. So where am I? This is the drive. I'm going to go to downloads, and this is the mittens one. And we're going to grab this PES file, and I'm going to drag it to that jump drive. And then let's go back up, and I'm going to do the snow globe one. And I believe it was this one. It is 145. Yes. So the 145 snow globe, I'm going to drag. Nope. Can't drag that one. Where's PES? PES 145. And we're going to drag that one to the jump drive. Okay. Sweet. So we're pretty much ready to rock and roll. This is going to be a tearaway stabilizer situation. So that's what we're going to use. All right. So let us stop sharing. And like I said, we will now go back to our cutting table. Now that we have our design on the flash drive, I'm going to go ahead and plug it into the side of the embroidery machine. And if you don't have the USB slot on your embroidery machine, a lot of them have the cord, like the printer cable cord. You can plug that in and plug it into your computer and make that work for you. All right, so let's move this to the side for now, move that to the side for now, and move that to the side for now, and let's grab our hoop. All right, so we already have some thread, and up here I have red. I need to take this red off and switch to a different color for our tack down and stuff. And the shirt that I'm going to use right now, I have two of them. I have two youth mediums. I have two youth medium Gildan shirts that we're going to use. And we're going to put, I don't have very many children's shirts, so this is pretty much all I had. I have two other shirts. Like I have this royal blue, and I have a red to match that royal blue that I had bought for my grandbabies. And then I was like, I don't know that I want to do snow globes for the boys. So I'm not going to use their shirts. But this is the black is what I just so happen to have on hand. I'm going to give it a quick press so that we get some of these wrinkles out of it, because it was downstairs in my extra shirt storage area. And we're going to mark where this snow globe is going to go. All right. So first of all, I'm going to pull up the design on my thing. And I need to check my camera too, by the way. Let's see. There it is. Snow globe. Yes. Let's set it. Alrighty. And so it's showing me it's going to be long ways. So I'll know how to orient the shirt in the hoop. All right. So this is going to be a super cute design. And just like with adult t-shirts, you want to make sure that the design is center chest. Now, children, this is a youth shirt because the children's arms are shorter in relation to their torso than an adult. So their sleeves are set a little higher on a shirt. So this, again, the armpit is still going to be chest for even the youth t-shirts. So we're going to mark right here so that we'll get our center location on this shirt. Let me grab my ruler. And we are going to lay this directly across from armpit seam to armpit seam, meaning where the armpit connects to the body of the shirt. And then we are going to mark it as soon as I can find my Rolly chalk that I've been using the last couple of days. So of course it is MIA right now. There it is. It was behind the embroidery machine. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and mark a straight line. It looks like it's pretty straight. And then the other thing that I like to do is I go ahead and put the edge of my ruler at one armpit and check my measurement at the other so that I can go ahead and get the center while I'm right here and I drew my line. So we're at 17 inches, so that's 8.5. So I'm going to go ahead and mark my center line right there. So I know that's going to be the center of the snow globe. All right. So now that we have that, let's move the shirt to the side and get ready with our stabilizer, which, as I've shown you guys before, DIME has this super cute stabilizer holder box where it holds your roll of stabilizer tucked nicely inside, and you just pull out and dispense however much stabilizer you need. So let's makes it easy to measure, just like so. Pull it down just a little bit, and then once you have the length you need, you just take this little slidey and slide it right across, and boom, easy stabilizer dispenser. Absolutely love this. This can be found with the link in the description as well, because the link in the description takes you directly to the DIME store. Okay, so when you go to hoop tearaway stabilizer, you definitely want to make sure that your hoop can be hooped. Your stabilizer can be hooped pretty tight. So I'm going to loosen it just a little bit to give it just some wiggle room. And if you can maneuver it in fairly easily, then you got it licked. Okay. So let me make sure. All right. That sounds great. And then I'm going to lay my hoop down, put my stabilizer right here on top, and then go ahead and connect the two with the tearaway stabilizer. Now, I'm doing this all kinds of wrong, y'all. It just hit me. This is a shirt. I can't do no tearaway stabilizer. Lord, why didn't somebody stop me? Okay, so since we're doing a t-shirt, this is what happens when you get old. All right, so we have a shirt, so I'm going to use cutaway stabilizer, and this black stabilizer is cutaway stabilizer. All right, so I had this for a sweatshirt last night, but it's wide enough where it will fit my hoop. Okay, barely, but it will fit. And it's not in my dispenser box, so I'm going to have to cut this the old-fashioned way. Boop, just like so with my Rolly cutter. And now we're ready to put this on top of the hoop. All right, so with a child shirt, we can hoop the shirt with the stabilizer. Okay, I'm so used to doing in the hoop projects, y'all. This is crazy. I ain't done a shirt in so long, not for my 5x7. All right, so we are going to orient our hoop this way for our snow globe, because that's the way it's showing me on the little color screen, which is totally awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and slide this hoop in. And like I said, because this is a shirt and it's a child shirt, it does make it quite easier to do your designs with a 5x7 or even a 4x4. So let's get this stabilizer on there. Make sure my hoop is covered with the stabilizer. And that's going to be too tight because we're doing a shirt. So I'm going to loosen this some. I should have checked my hoop before putting that stabilizer on there, but I kind of messed myself up when I was like doing tearaway. Okay. All right, so our hoops have markings to show you the center. I am way off center, so let's move this over some and try and get it centered under the shirt. Slide it over, and technically I do have a hooping pad that I probably could have used, but I have to show you guys that later. Let's see. That better? Nope, I went too far over. So slide it over some more. And that should be good. Let me check my stabilizer again, make sure that it's covered. And it is. So now let's see if I loosened it up enough to fit it in. Nope, I don't think I did. And then I need to move it up some. But I was doing a dry fit to be sure that my hoop was loose enough. Loosen it some more. Make sure my stabilizer is covering the hoop and it needs to come up some. Hooping can be a pain. And I meant to get a magnetic hoop for this machine, but I haven't done it yet. So there's a magnetic hoop on Amazon that will fit this. And I believe Designs and Machine Embroidery has a magnetic hoop that will fit this machine. I'll have to go on their website and see. All right. So there we have our shirt hoop. Okay. And it sounds like a drum. There is some slack right here. All right. Because that slack is right here, I can give it a slight. Now, when I say slight, I mean ever so slight tug just to get that straightened out some and get rid of that extra lump there. But you don't want to stretch your fabric in the hoop. You do not want to stretch your fabric in the hoop, because if you stretch the fabric in your hoop, then it will cause puckering later. Where is my grid? My grid is over there somewhere. I don't ever use it. I don't ever use my grid. Probably should, but I don't. All right, so now that we have this lined up, let's go ahead and pull all the shirt to the front so that we can expose our bracket and get this thing put on the embroidery machine. And then here in a sec, I'll see if I can't get that second camera up and going and point it correctly, because I haven't even aimed it yet, but we'll get to that here in a moment. All right, and I'm going to slide this forward some so that you can see it a little bit better. There we go. All right. Now, of course, with a onesie, a 4x4, I think is much friendlier for a onesie. But any one of these children's shirts, you got to bunch it and make sure that it's good and out of the way, because the last thing you want is to embroider on top of the shirt and a part of the shirt that's done flapped over. If you're embroidering on a thin fleece blanket, you can use tearaway. But the thing, so with embroidery and the type stabilizer to use, if it's going to be like an applique project like this, tearaway stabilizer should work great, because there's not that many stitches that need support. But if it's a full a full embroidery design where it's filled in, it's not applique, then you kind of want to make sure that you have uh, more stabilizing back behind it, so that it'll hold better when it goes through wash after wash after wash and wear and tear. You know what I'm saying? So the stabilizer is there to help keep your stitches stable throughout all of that extra activity. But if you don't have a whole heck of a lot of stable stitches, then yes, you can use a tearaway stabilizer. But generally with you said fleece or flannel, those generally are not super stretchy. So you should be okay with a tearaway. But if it's super stretchy, you kind of do want to use a cutaway to stabilize it a lot better. All right. So I have my hoop hooped. Let me see if I can make sure before I turn this camera on that it is pointed in the right direction. All right. Let me see if this works. It looks pretty decent, I think. All right, Prince is back there in the background. And we're going to, there we go. All right, trying to get y'all down where you can see. Holler, that's what's up. Okay, so like I said, I'm starting out with red thread, and I kind of want to take that red thread off of there and switch to a more color that's more friendly to what we're doing. So I'm just going to grab white so that I can make sure you can see what we've got going on with this project. So I'm gonna grab this white thread And we are going to put this on the embroidery machine to start out and mark our placement stitches. All right, so I mentioned earlier that I was going to use the cutting machine to help us with this project. Okay, and the cutting machine can help and it can complicate at the same time. I don't know how to better explain that, but it does. Hold on. Let's see. All right. So there we go. That's what I wanted to do. Actually, let me go back because I don't think that did correctly. Page 2, snow globe set. It end, and now I'm going to move it up, make sure that it's centered because it was still off center just a little bit. And there we're ready with that. So now we can get to the embroidery page. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is our placement stitch for the background of the snow globe. Okay, so I'm going to actually do the background of the snow globe in this light blue color. We're going to give us some sky back there. All right, so I'm going to use this. And I'm not going to use this on the cutting machine. This is just strictly for the background of the globe, okay? So the first thing that's going to do is stitch the placement stitch for this fabric. I have not used that magnetic hoop for anything thicker than the towel. I have not. All right, so we have done the placement stitch for this piece of fabric, and now we want to tack it down. So this is the beauty of applique. Applique is going to show you where to put your applique fabric. It's going to stitch out your plate. In most instances, good embroidery designers will program their design just like this, where it does your placement stitch, and then you know where you're going to put your fabric. Then you lay your fabric down. All right, and then we're going to stitch or tack that fabric piece down. Okay, and you want to make sure, like, you can't see it unfortunately very well, but there's a little piece of thread stitch that's peeking out right there. That's not good. That's what you don't want. You want to make sure all of your stitches are covered. So I had to make sure that that little peeking section right here is covered. All of your stitches have to be covered. Thank you. Appreciate that. And then now we're going to tack it down, tack it in place. Okay. And after we tack it in place, that's the beauty of the applique. The applique will be there. And then we can trim this fabric all around where these stitches are. Okay. All right. So usually what I would recommend at this point is to get your applique scissors and trim this out. Okay, so let's take this off of the embroidery machine. Hi, Angelia. Robin, it will not make the applique too thick. That is the beauty of using the vinyl. All right, hold on. Let's get this hoop out of here. Did I not push my hoop in enough? Hold on, y'all. Yep, nope. I didn't squish it together enough. Okay. All of that shirt and stuff. Okay, let me grab my applique scissors to show you my applique scissors, but I actually need to get a new pair of applique scissors because my screw keeps coming loose. I don't know why it does. And so I need to get another pair. But these are your applique scissors, all right? And the way it's made, the bill back here is rounded and curved to help get up under the fabric around these stitches to help you cut closer to the stitch line, much closer than a straight a pair of straight scissors will do. All right. And if you're not careful, it will actually cut all the way through your stitch lines, because that's just how close it will get to your embroidery stitch line. So usually whenever an applique design is made, a lot of times the designer will do what's called a triple stitch around your tack down stitch. Okay. They'll do a triple stitch for your tack down stitch. And what that will do is, if you happen to cut through one of those stitches, hopefully it will still hold your stitch in place, your stitch line in place. Instead of just a single stitch line, you cut through that single stitch line, it can, and most likely will, unravel. All right. So I'm just cutting super close to this stitch line without cutting through it. Okay. And now we're going to cut along this bottom stitch line right here to finish our applique part for the background of our snow globe. Super, super easy. All right. So that's done. And now we're going to move to our next applique part. And like I said, I'm hoping I can get you guys probably with the mittens. The mittens, I think, will be easier to show using the cutting machine with it, because not every applique design will come with an SVG to help you out. All right. So now let's go ahead and stitch our next placement stitch to show where we're going to put our next piece of applique fabric, whether it's going to be vinyl or whether it's going to be another piece of fabric. All right. And if it is the snow part, which it is, let's see, did that stick? It did. Yeah, it did. Okay, so my stitch didn't take over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run that back and have it stitch that again. All right, so let's go back a stitch, placement. All right. Even though I didn't necessarily have to, because that's just a placement stitch, but I want to be sure that you guys see the full thing. All right, so we have this section down here, which is going to be the snow. So I'm going to jazz mine up a little bit and grab some of this fleece, flannel, fleece. I forever mixing those two up. I don't understand why. It's annoying. All right, and I'm going to cover this. Let me make sure that selvage is not on there, because our snow is going to be some fluffy snow. And now we're going to tack that down. If I did the right thing. I did. All right. So that's the snow part. And then it's going to go to the bottom part, which is where we will do our bottom. So the placement stitch tried to stitch first, but my bobbin didn't catch the thread. So I had to back up a step and re-stitch the placement stitch. And so now that was the tack down stitch that we just did to tack the fabric down into place. All right. So placement stitch shows you where to place your fabric. Tack down stitch shows you, or the tack down stitch tacks down the fabric. So if I said it incorrectly, I apologize, because I can get tongue-tied. Because see, tongue-tied. What in the world is a tongue-tied? That's when my brain moves faster than my mouth. which happens quite frequently. Alrighty. So now we're going to trim this fleece. And if you don't get super close to it, I haven't done this design before, so I don't know how her um cover stitch is going to do, but and I'm cutting this backwards with my applique scissors. It doesn't necessarily hurt anything, but I'm cutting it backwards because the build is supposed to be below. All right. So like I said, I don't know how I want to cut that a little bit lower. All right. So that's done. That's our snow. And now it's going to do our base of our snow globe. Hang on, y'all. I need to, there we go. Make sure that clicks in place. So now we're going to run our placement stitch for the bottom. So you just sit the fabric on and you don't need to hold it down with anything. Newbie here, first time to see this full process. Thank you for the question. Generally, you don't have to hold it down with anything, but if you did, there's a couple of ways you can hold it down. You can use spray adhesive, but you have to be sure that it is a spray adhesive that is sewing machine friendly. Okay, so I'll show you a container of a, you see what I'm saying? Look there. So the placement stitch didn't stitch. Something's going on with my bobbin, so I'm going to check that here in a moment. Let's take this off. I don't know why it's wanting to act monkey. Y'all know. Oh, because we're live. What am I thinking? We're live, so it's going to act monkey. Look at there, full bobbin, and you want to act monkey down here. So yes, situations do come up in the sewing studio. I'm not sure why the bobbin thread isn't picking up, and it could be because I don't know that this bobbin belongs to this machine. I'm going to see here in a little bit. If it acts up again, then I may have to wind a bobbin, because your bobbin size does matter. Size does matter, ladies. It really does when you're talking about bobbins, because your bobbin has to be the proper bobbin for this machine. If it's too small, your machine is not going to stitch and do what it's supposed to do, because it's not happy. It doesn't like too small and it doesn't like too big. It's like Goldilocks. It needs to be just right. Okay. So I'm gonna have to back it up again to have it stitch that placement stitch again. Okay. So I'm going to hit the plus minus button, and the spools of thread all the way to the right is the backup forward stitch. So I just backed it up a step. And so now we're going to re-stitch that placement stitch. Okay. Let me grab the spray while hopefully that stitches. I'm not over there, so I can't see. Did it stitch? Yes, it did. Holler. Okay. So if you wanted to do something to hold your fabric in place, this is one of the sprays that I do know it says does not gum needles. See that? Does not gum your needles. So this is sewing machine friendly. But I still am very cautious about using any spray adhesive, because you have to understand glue is not friendly to your mechanisms with your machine. So it can easily make your needle sticky. And if your needle is too sticky, the thread will stick to the needle, and then you'll start having issues with your embroidery, and then you want to bless out the machine thinking it's the machine's fault when you've been using spray adhesive. So if you do like to use spray adhesive and you find one like that one that says does not gum needles, then you can, after you do your projects, in between projects, take a little cotton ball with alcohol on it and clean the needle off in between your projects to help keep down gumming on your needle. Or there's also non-stick needles that have silicone on them that helps keep you from getting sticky stuff on that needle. Chris, this is the PE 800 5x7 embroidery machine. This project will work on a 4x4 embroidery machine. The 4x4 embroidery machine, they do have a 4x4 friendly version of this, but tonight we're doing 5x7. Okay, so we're at the base. Now comes the easy part. So you saw what we went through with your fabric and your fleece. Well, now what we're going to do is we're going to put a bottom on this snow globe. So I'm going to go with green because I think green would be really pretty to go on here. And what I am going to do ahead of time now, so the part that I was wanting to do, and we still technically can do, is I wanted to take this shape right here from out of Sew Up Pro, turn it into an I know, Patrice, my bad. It's all right. It's all right. But it's just a trip because what people fail to realize is a lot of times they'll use the spray adhesive, right? And it works and it holds down your stuff and your stitching and everything's going great. Well, then your next embroidery project or an embroidery project a little bit later than that, now all of a sudden you're having issues with your embroidery machine and you blessing the embroidery machine out when the machine is trying to tell you, hey, I'm gummed up here. Okay. Can you not like be blaming me for what you done to me? And so you're frustrated and cannot figure out, you're changing needles, you're changing your bobbin, changing everything. And now all of a sudden it's the machine's fault because it doesn't work anymore when you've gummed up something in the system. So I've been through that. That's the only reason I can speak on it. I've been there. And I was like super embarrassed when I realized, oh shoot, I did use spray adhesive. Now I'm having issues. I didn't have issues before. So that's one of the things I tend to try to do whenever I'm troubleshooting what's wrong with my machine. I try to back up some steps, especially if I've been embroidering perfectly from the beginning and now all of a sudden I'm having issues. What changed? What changed? What did I do different? And if your bobbin is different, it might be the bobbin. If your bobbin is the same, your thread is the same, you've been using your needle is the same, you didn't break a thread, you didn't get a bird's nest or anything before you started using the spray adhesive, then guess what the culprit is? Your spray adhesive. All right. It's reasoning. It's reasoning. So we're going to do this kind of sort of the hard way, but the easy way, so to speak. But what you can do, that's what I was saying, what you can do is you can take this stitch line, the placement stitch, turn it into an applique cut file, send it to your cutting machine and put the vinyl on the cutting machine and cut it out perfectly to match right here so that you don't have to cut it by hand like we had to do the fabric. Yes, you can do fabric the exact same way. You can put heat and bond on the back. You can put it on the cutting machine, cut it out, and then press it to your project. But I'm doing this the other way. All right. So I'm going to cut this to what I think is about the right size. And see if it covers it, and it does. All right. And so what I'm going to do in this instance, there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can put it on just like this, and then you can cut it later. Not cut it. You can peel the plastic off later, but I'm just going to go ahead and peel it now. All right. And that way it's going to lay on here just like fabric would. Okay. So I'm making sure my stitches are covered. And now we're going to go ahead and stitch our tack down stitch because we've already done our placement stitch. Now this is the tack down stitch. Okay. Now, in some instances, sometimes in the past, if the customer or the designer has done a triple stitch around for their tack down stitches, sometimes all you got to do is just peel this. And because the stitches are going to put punctures throughout you know, along that stitch path so that you can just tear it off. But in this instance, it's just a running stitch. So I don't think that's enough um, punctures to make this where we can tear it. So I'm just going to cut it. All right. And this cuts, whoops, sorry, y'all, I didn't mean to bump you, but this cuts easily, just like it does on the cutting machine. And this glitter is making it real hard to see these stitches. All right. Let's go under. And like I said, I'm using these backwards right now, but it's going to have to be all right because I need the camera to be where it is. Okay. There's the bottom. And so now we're going to go up the top. So one other thing you can do with the vinyl applique is I can take this off now and I can use my mini press to press and fuse this to the shirt. Yes, this is heat press vinyl. This is heat transfer vinyls. Do I ever use no-show? Yes, I do use no-show mesh for knits. If I have it, I use it. I don't have any black though. But yes, this is Caesar's glitter vinyl, heat transfer vinyl. It does work for applique. And you can press it to keep it in place. I'm not going to press it. I'm just going to leave it just like it is. All right. So we're going to do our snow stitch right here. It goes across the front. Pretty sure that's what this is. And hopefully I cut this down enough. Hopefully. It doesn't look like I did, but it's going to have to be all right. We'll be able to tell once this zigzag stitch is finished. Hey, Crafty Puerto Rican Honey Bunny, welcome. All right, so now it's doing our snow line, our satin stitch across our snow line. So that's done or getting done. And then I believe the next stitch is going to be the outline to the snow. Let me go check and see if I'm remembering correctly. So that's the other reason why I love having Sew What Pro open on my computer while I'm stitching, because I can always come back over to Sew What Pro to reference and be sure that it is, you know, what steps are next and stuff like that. Did I use any Heat and Bond light on any of the fabrics? I did not. I generally don't when I do applique. You don't have to. You can, it doesn't hurt anything, but I don't. I generally do not. For me, it's like a whole nother step that I don't be wanting to do. So it's downright shameful, I know, but it is what it is. Now, I am going to do something completely different with this project. All right. So we have our green down here, and it's not quite ready to do the green part. So as a matter of fact, the next stitch is going to be all the way around the snow globe where you would ordinarily put the clear vinyl. Okay, so it's going to do the whole cover on the clear vinyl, but I don't want to do that. I want mine jazzed up a little bit more. So what we're going to do is I'm going to, let's see if I can't get it where you can kind of sort of see it. Over here in the corner of this machine, it says 8/10. So that lets me know there are 10. I know, DD, I'm sorry. I know 10 color stops make up this whole entire design. So we're on color stop number 8. That's where I'm stopping. Okay. The reason why I'm stopping is because I'm going to do something different. I'm getting back all the way out of this whole thing. Let me see. And I need to make a note of where it stopped, where I moved it to as well. So but that's only, I'm only having to do this because I moved the, um, I moved my design up because it wasn't centered. If your design is centered, you don't have to make a note of where you moved it to. So up and down, I moved it to 0.41. Okay. I need to remember that when I come back to this design because I don't want my stitches and stuff to be off, my applique and stuff. So let's back out of this whole design. Okay. And I've deleted it. But now what I want to do is I want to put a letter in the middle of this snow globe. Okay. So I'm going to go to the letters and I'm going to find a letter that I want. Let's see. They have that kind, that kind. I don't know that. So we're not going to choose those. But, you know, I think this is going to be kind of cute. So we'll do number 4. And I'm going to put, let's see, let's put a letter M on there. No, you know what? I'm gonna put a letter E actually. Let's put a letter E. All right, and so the letter E is going to be almost 1.5 inches tall by almost 1.5 inches wide. Well, 1.25 inches tall, almost 1.5 inches wide. So I'm going to get my ruler and I'm going to see what 1.25 inches tall is. That's the most important measurement for me right now because it's wide enough, definitely wide enough. But I need to make sure that blue section right there is tall enough. So let's put this, and I know you can't really see what the heck I'm doing, but with me putting the ruler there, I have plenty enough room for 1.25 inches tall letter. Okay. Good night, Laverne Miller. I appreciate you hanging out with us. So I have my letter E. That's what I'm going to do. And it's right there. But I don't want my letter E to stitch on top of this snow. I want it to stitch on top of the blue. Okay. So I'm going to move it up. So I got to my positioning screen. And so now I'm just going to hit the up button until it moves and looks like it's centered from the top to the bottom, and it's not. So let's move it down some, and that's more centered looking. So I'm going to go, what did I say? 1.25 inches, right? Here's 1.5 inches is about right there. So that looks like that's going to be centered good enough. And I think I'm good. I'm going to leave it right there just like that. And we're going to go to embroidery. And I'm going to stitch this letter E. So this way it allows you to, and I'm going to change the thread. We're going to move to this green thread to match the bottom. Okay. So this way you're able to kind of edit your design without having to use an editing program. But you have to be sure, you know, that you remember where you stopped, and you have to know how to go back and forth between the steps in your design so that you can make sure you don't lose your place and cause yourself a problem. All right. So this is a brand new thing of thread. So give me a sec while I get this unraveled. This is always difficult when you, all right, there we go. Let's see. I can never undo this correctly. So let me make sure. Okay, there we go. Let's put this on the machine. And again, this is King Star Metallic. King Star Metallic thread. Come on, fam. Get on your spool pen. There we go. All right. And there we go around. Then we go down. Then we go up and back around, following every step. And our presser foot is up. That button is red. You cannot thread your machine with your presser foot down. And we went behind that bar. We're going over into the automatic threader, and boom, it did not work that time. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And of course, it did not want to work right now. But this is metallic, so it's easy to thread with this. All you gotta do is just push it through. All right, and let's see, get it in nurse. Let me get closer to the end of the thread so I hold it straight. Kind of hard to do with the camera there. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Okay, there we go. All right, now let's cut this extra And let's stitch our letter E. So now we're stitching out the letter E. Did my bobbin not pick up again, y'all? Oh my gosh, that's annoying. Okay, so let's find out what's going on with Sir Bobbin. Like I said, 9 times out of 10, it is the wrong bobbin. Let's put my presser foot up. Let's take this off and let's thread a bobbin, unfortunately, which takes extra time. But that's letting me know that it does not like that bobbin, and I'm going to use the bobbin that I know the machine came with. And now I'm gonna have to rethread this metallic thread because I need to wind a bobbin with some white thread. Alrighty, and so we are going to go here, down, and over to our whoops. Come on, fam. Go around that and then around this. Uh-oh, I missed that comment. Sorry. You got a new big baby, the Graphtec CE7000 with a stand? Holler! Congratulations. Yas, honey. Yas, that's what's up. That is a big baby. Congratulations on your big old Graphtec. That's a nice one. That's a nice one. Alrighty. And where do I do this? There, right there. And now let's wind our bobbin. And I apologize for having to stop and wind a bobbin, as you see. Getting that bobbin going. But you have to be sure that you're using the right size bobbins for your machines, no matter what machine it is that you're using. Pulling a little of the bulk off. I want to be sure because I already have one machine that does not work. I don't want to, but I know it worked perfectly with this bobbin when I was using it before. So I'm going to not take any chances at all. And sometimes those pre-wound bobbins are the devil. So I'm being really over cautious. All right. And you got to make sure that when you put your bobbin in, that you follow what it says. And this one says it's going to go over the extra thread falls off this way. And then we'll swing it back around to go around the channel. Bloop, and then cut. Okay. So now let's see if we can't get our thread to pick up this time. All right. Let me do this for right now and put this green back on there. Okay, get it in there. All right, so down, around town, downtown, uptown, around town, then back downtown, and finally go to the bar. All righty, and we'll see if it'll thread this time. Probably won't, but we'll try it again anyways. And it did. Holler. Okay. So there's that. And this is unraveling up here looking real crazy. So we may have to put this thread on a stand. I'm not sure yet. We're going to give it a minute to get itself together. And then we'll figure out if this needs to go on a thread stand or not. Because see how it's curling a little bit. You don't want that. That causes thread breaks. You know what? Let's take this off just for the heck of it. I'm going to set it off to the side. And I'm going to put it around this doohickey up here so that it'll hold it in place. Okay. Now let's put our shirt back on. You want to be sure, again, when you put it on, that all of the layers. Let's make sure that shirt got caught on the needle. I don't want that. Make sure all of the layers are out from up under your hoop so that you don't stitch through your shirt. Okay? Because we've been pulling it on and off so many times, you don't want that to happen. Okay? And now I'm going to have to adjust because it started to stitch some of that letter, and that was not good because it didn't catch. Okay? So let's try it again. And hopefully our bobbin will catch this time. Now that it has the right bobbin in there. Let's see. Did it catch? Yes, it did, girl. Yes, it did. Oh, your StarCraft solo plotter cutting machine. Congratulations, Andrea. Holler. Yes. Congratulations on your new baby. Yes, that's what's up. Thank you for the reminder. We definitely want to celebrate the babies. Hi, Christine. Yes, honey, we're going to get you using that new machine right away. That's what we're doing here, showing how to make some money with that machine, honey. Doing kids' shirts. So that's what we're doing right now is a kid's shirt. And I'm adding an initial to it. The initial was not a part of the design, but I knew what step I wanted that design to stitch in on. So I stopped the machine at that step. And now I've finished the initial. Okay. Cool beans. So it's done with the initial. So now we can go back to our original design. So let's lift the foot, take this thread off because we want to go back to our white thread for the outer rim of the globe. I could have done the green, but I'm just going to go ahead and do this for right now. Around town, downtown to the bar, and boom. Alrighty. Thank you for cooperating. Okay, so now that we have that, now we want to put that E looks all center. That's crazy. Well, it could be just me. Now we want to put our vinyl on top. Okay. Now remember, I said clear vinyl. Remember, I said my vinyl was the wrong vinyl, so that kind of sucks. But we're gonna see if we can't make it work anyway. Because I do know this is I do use this for embroidery. Yes, you're gonna do your applique project. Holler. That's what's up, ma'am. All right, so I am going to cut this even down farther than what I was originally looking at. Okay. And then I'm going to take this off of the paper. It's kind of sticky. Oh man, I don't think this is going to work like I want it to, because you know what? I'm going to turn it this way. This is wrong. All right. It's not the right thing, but because it's kind of sticky, tacky on the back, but this is the wrong kind of vinyl. But I'm doing it that way because when I add my glitter, I want to be sure that it stays in there and not sticks to that sticky. And if I lay it the other way, it's going to stick to the sticky. Miss Lady D said last week she got an Epson ET 2850. Congratulations on your new printer, baby. Holler. Yes, honey. Yes. Congratulations, ma'am, on your new baby. All right, so yes, it is going to stitch like that. So where is my cutesy stuff? Let's see. Color, that's that green. Whoops, I'm over here tearing up off camera. Hold on. Let me see if I have any, and I don't. I have this adorable set that I got from Hobby Lobby, and it's got all these different little types of glitters and doodads in it. And I was going to add some extra flair, but you know what? I'm not going to do that now because it's not the color that I want. So I'm just going to stick with just this. So now that we have our vinyl cut, let me go back out of this and pull our design back up. There we go. We're going to set that. And it was moved up to 0.041. So I need to do that. That's 0.49. 0.041. Perfect. Okay. And now let's go to embroidery. And now I'm going to go to my embroidery steps and I'm going to move forward. Remember, we were at number 8, 7, 8. So that is the outside placement stitch for our vinyl. But I already see where it goes, right? So because I already see where it goes, I'm just going to go ahead and pour some of this down. Just a little bit. Not a, well, that looked like too much, but we're going to let it be too much for right now because I'm not picking this mess up. All right, and so I'm just going to spread it out some so that I don't get it near the outside, okay? And now I'm going to slide this on top and cover what I know the placement stitch is going to be, okay? All right, so I'm hoping this is going to work and it's not going to cause me too many issues because this is kind of sticky and I hope it doesn't mess with my needle or anything like that. But we're going to see. This is experimentation, y'all. All right, so it shifted. Hold on. It shifted. Hold on, y'all. I may have to get me another piece. Hold on. Let me get another piece because that shifted and I don't want it to put holes where I don't want holes, and then I need to get these hearts out of the way. I should have advanced it one stitch so that it would be in place already. What kind of confetti was that? It's plastic pieces that I got from Michael's, and it's called recollections, I guess. Specialty polyester glitter is what it's called. You can barely see it because it's got a clear sticker on there. Kind of hard to read it. Kind of like how the our old stickers used to be. But it's plastic. All of these pieces in there are plastic. So I don't have to worry about it getting washed and melting. Not melting, that's the wrong word, because it can still melt. It's plastic. So if I do this for someone, I probably wouldn't recommend that they dry it, but you know, hey, we'll see how all of that goes. But I don't have to worry about the shirt getting wet. At the end of the day, that's my main concern. All right. So what is the deal here? Hold on. Let's pick this up and grab this all out of the way. Let me cut that because it's not letting me. Whoops, there we go. All right. There we go. All right. Experimentation, y'all. Experimentation. And I know it would work if I had the other vinyl, but I don't have any of that. So that kind of sucks a little bit. But we're going to make do. Use what we got. All right. So let's do this again. Because I didn't want that shifting. There we go. All right. Yes, honey. Okay. So now I need to, technically, I need to trim this. But the problem is this part down here is open. And I don't want my confetti spilling forward. So I got to be really careful with this part. All right, so I'm gonna pull it forward just a little itty bitty bit. And I'm gonna trim this all the way around. Oh, that's cool. Slid like butter. This is not going to be trimmed to perfection because this is an awkward angle to cut this, but there we go. We got most of it trimmed. All right. And my confetti is still in place, which is what we need for sure. Alrighty, and let's put this back on. There we go. All right, now it's going to do a placement stitch, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sorry, tack down stitch, not placement stitch. This should be the tack down stitch. Nope, this is the actual satin stitch all the way around. So they knew that you would already know where the globe is, so they didn't technically do a I don't know, little fella. I need you to make sure you stay out of the way. It did not close the bottom because this is going to stitch and close anyway. So it kind of knew that, and it just pretty much left it open, and it's going to close when it outlines the green with the green satin stitch. Bedding bags, that's smart. Use some bedding bags. I don't think I have any though. All right, so now it's going to do the satin stitch that goes all the way around the globe. Yes, that is free vinyl, and that's a really good idea. That's a really nifty idea. And I'm just going to put a little bit of pressure on these dang on confetti pieces, so that, because that's some pretty, it's not thick as far as, you know, confetti goes, but it's thick when it comes to that needle. I don't want any of these plastic pieces to hit that needle because it's too thick for the needle to go through. So I'm just going to put a little bit of pressure to keep these things from jumping around any more than what they already are. So this exact same process is what you would go through to do the mittens design that we have in the description as well. So there's the mittens design, and then there's this snow globe design, and I hope this is going to hold in place and not tear. So if I were to redo this shirt, I would definitely get the right vinyl to use. Hey, LaDonna, welcome. Hey, EJ's daughter, welcome. Hey, Samantha Taylor, good evening to you as well. Hi, Sarah Riddick, welcome. I appreciate all you all for joining us this evening for our embroidery project with our DIME combination. And so, like I said, they have the coordinating vinyl with the thread, and this is the peacock set that they sent me, which was super cool. I appreciate it because these are some really cute colors. And this applique design is on Creative Fabrica, and the link is in the description so that you can go download it and try it out for yourself. And I also put a link in the description for a mittens, another snow design with mittens on it, and the mittens are applique, and that one is even simpler. It's super simple, more simple than this design. And like I said, you can put this on a child's shirt, and even with little pieces and stuff like that, this would easily become a child's favorite shirt to wear, because they can, you know, jump around, move the shirt around and all that jazz, and all the little pieces would move around, and their initial on the inside of the globe just adds a really nice touch. So There's all kinds of ways to personalize this and jazz it up to make some extra money on some kids' shirts. So one of the things you could do is, like do a TikTok or a reel with your neighbor's kid if you don't have any toddlers in the house, or your grandkids, have them wear the shirt and dance around with the shirt on, showing how the confetti moves around with their initial in it, to a popular tune. And it will garner attention and you can make money off of making these shirts. Now, I wouldn't necessarily do the confetti for toddlers that are young enough that swallowing hazard would be an issue, because you never know when this vinyl, children are rough and they might rip at that vinyl or whatever. And if they do, then that could cause a choking hazard. But the older children for sure should be okay with wearing this type of shirt. All right, so our final color stop is going to go around our green base, or that green heat vinyl. So again, what you could do is you could easily use the mini press, and you can press that vinyl in place if you want to. I've done vinyl projects in the past and have not tacked down that, pressed that vinyl down, but this is heat transfer vinyl. And the heat transfer vinyl is Caesar brand, so it's great quality vinyl that's going to last on this child's shirt. Yes. Alrighty. So we've got our King Star. This is King Star glitter thread. It's super soft and it's made for, works great with these single needle embroidery machines. So that's what we are using to match the Caesar vinyl. All right, so let's get the satin stitch. Sharon Davenport, thank you so very much for your support of our channel and these super chats. Woo! Holler! Yes, honey, yes. Hopefully we won't wake you up with our embroidery shenanigans going on. Okay, so you remember it didn't close in the bottom. Well, the bottom is closed in now. So let's see if we can't peel this clear off the bottom, because it did like a double stitch right there. So it gave us a nice puncture line to tear that vinyl. All right, so let's go ahead and finish this off. And then we will be done with our shirt. So as long as you lay out your pieces ahead of time, your colors, figure out what colors you're going to do, get your threads lined up, you know what your color stops are, you can easily make this shirt super quick and then have a nice shirt to sell. And again, you can put this in, like if you got an Etsy store, you can put it in your Etsy store and let people pick the initial. The 5x7 version, which is what we did, it would even fit a small 3-letter name, actually. So you could put a name in the background of that snow globe as well. Now my thread is wanting to tangle up here, and that's something you definitely want to keep an eye on with any thread, especially glitter thread. It's known to tangle, so just be a little bit careful. You may have to use a thread stand, or actually I have a video on how to successfully use glitter thread. And the thing with glitter thread is it is not happy with coming off of the top of the spool, because when you pull this thread from the top, it spirals off of the thread, and that's not what glitter thread wants. It wants to roll off this way, and if it rolls off instead of spiraling off, then your thread won't get tangled. Okay, I don't know if a lot of people know that or not. So they get frustrated with glitter thread and say that it doesn't work and they can't use it, when in all actuality you can. You just have to make sure that it rolls off of the spool instead of pulls off the top of the spool. Okay, So there are adapters that can be purchased um, for the single needle embroidery machines that will hold your spool sideways so that it could roll off. Mary Porter got a Juki 8700 and a King Max walking foot machine. Congratulations on your new babies. Holler. Yes, honey. Yes. Congratulations, ma'am. Those are some nice babies. Nice. Just real nice. Put it in a cup horizontally so it'll roll off. That's another technique you can use without having to buy the adapter to do it. I did put one in a cup one time with a chopstick to get it to roll off, and I forgot all about that. Make it with Marilyn. Thank you so very much for the super chat. Holler. Yes, honey. Yes, we are happy to be teaching you because we want you to have much success in your embroidery endeavors. We do love embroidery here on this channel just as much as we love bling. Embroidery is how we got started, so we don't ever want to completely neglect our embroidery family. But yes, doing applique can be very easy as long as you have the right materials, and glitter vinyl from Caesar definitely is an excellent vinyl choice to use to get your embroidery project, applique embroidery projects done. And this is going to be an adorable design once we're done. I tried to find a design where I could use all three colors, and I did find one. It was like balloons, but I'm like, okay, balloons are for the springtime. This is the winter, so I think a snow globe was a better choice. And I could have done an applique letter in the background of the snow globe, but we just decided to use the glitter thread and do just a basic letter. So I think this is going to be good enough. And we're almost done, y'all. This is it. Yes, right here at the end. I don't think we'll have time for the mittens, but all right. Yay! We're done. Finished embroidering. Yes, we are. All right, so I'm going to slide this back and I'm going to take this off. Raise my presser foot and slide this off of the machine. All right, and so here's our snow globe shirt. How super cute is that? Look at that. I put too much because it's hard and it's not getting all where it needs to go. But there you go. Definitely put too much in there. Fortunately, I don't know anybody with a little person with the letter E. But if I did, I would definitely send. Well, no, I wouldn't send that because that's sticky. It's not made correctly, but it's still super cute. So let's take it out of the hoop and completely finish it off because it's not completely done. It's almost done. All right. So remember, we marked the shirt with a chalk line. And if you watched my show last night, I went live last night doing some chef jackets. And on that show, I let you guys know that each shirt that you do and you mark with the chalk outline, the shirt comes with its own chalk eraser. How cool is that? All you got to do is grab another piece of the fabric of the shirt and rub up against the shirt. And look, it erases that chalk line. Voila, it is now gone. How cool is that? All right, and so we got this extra little piece of plastic right here. And as you see, it didn't, like, we missed some of the snow fuzz right there. Is no worries. And then you got a little tail right here. I'm gonna cut that off and neaten it up some. Thread positioning show on the hat. You were explaining about the thread positioning to those who are not. Are you talking about laying the glitter thread and how the glitter thread needs to be come off at a roll instead of a spiral? Is that what you were talking about? I want to be sure I'm understanding you correctly. All right. So this would definitely be a fun design for a young kid. Okay. And because, yes, okay, cool. I will show that. So our stabilizer is cut on the back. You can trim those threads if you want to. You can put some, what is it called? Some soft cloud stuff to go on the back to keep it from scratching the child. But this is super cute. Okay. So the design is on Creative Fabrica. I have the link in the description for this design. Super cute. That light is not. Can we go to the overhead one? Because that light is not doing this justice face on. I don't know why it looks so terrible. Move that back some so I can lay this down. I don't know if you're able to switch it or not. I can change it over. There we go. So here's the and there's a hoop burn, and I'll show you in a sec how to get rid of that hoop burn. But this design is on Creative Fabrica, and I have a link in the description. But I stopped the design midway before it tacked down the vinyl to stitch that letter in place. That's not a part of the design. I added that, and it's really easy to do. And I don't know why that's off center. It shouldn't be off center like that. It looks off center, but I kept it centered with the machine. So whatever. But at any rate, and then I just added some too much confetti stuff in there, and it just makes a nice visual appeal for a kid to, sit there and play with it in class and get in trouble with the teacher. That's pretty much how that's going to go down. All right. So now that we have our, and again, this is heat transfer vinyl, glitter heat transfer vinyl. Okay. So you can grab this kit. Thank you. Am I reading that right? I cannot see for whatever reason. Thank you very much for just getting into embroidery, and you got your PE 900. Congratulations on your new baby. You just bought it. So holler. Congratulations. And I'm glad to be of help. So, it's not delivered yet. No worries. Well, we ring prematurely. I usually don't ring till you get it. But congratulations, because you're just getting started. So we want to usher you in properly. So if you were to grab this kitten, like I said, the link is in the description, and it comes with a free design. Okay, so if you have a 5x7, it comes with a free design that you can use all 3 colors with it. But I didn't use that design because I wanted to do something super cool with the vinyl and the confetti. So, but keep in mind, it comes with the design. It comes with 3 pieces of vinyl and 3 spools of coordinating thread. So it's a really great value, really cool project. And you could make several of these shirts with that vinyl and the thread. You really can. And you see that your glitter vinyl will work. Now, real quick, before I show you the trick with the thread, this is hoop burn. A lot of people, kind of get frustrated with hoop burn, and there really is no need to get frustrated with hoop burn because there's a special sauce that I've been using for years to get rid of hoop burn, and this is it right here. Get you a little itty bitty spray bottle from $1.25 Tree. And then what you want to do is put in a capful, not it with this little bitty bottle, half a capful of white distilled white vinegar, and then fill the rest of the bottle up with water. Give it a good old shake, and it just spritz right around that hoop burn area. Just spritz around it really quick, really light, and then just rub it. And if you rub it with that mixture, do you see a hoop burn anymore? I don't see it. Do you see it? It's gone. Just like that. It is gone. So that's a really quick, simple way to get rid of hoop burn. I did not drench this shirt. I lightly misted all around. So now touching the surface, the shirt is dry now. I did not spray a whole heck of a lot. Okay. Don't overdo it. Just a light spritz. So like I said, half a capful in this size bottle, half a capful of vinegar, and the rest with water. If you do a much bigger bottle, like if hoop burn is a major thing for you and you get a much bigger bottle, this is going to take a heck of a lot more vinegar, of course, because that's a much bigger bottle. But I prefer to keep tons. I have so many of these little spritz bottles. around because I use them for more than just hoop burn. Okay. All right. So that's that. Here's our shirt. It turned out super cute. But what I want to do really quickly is show you what Miss Beckham was referring to in regards to your glitter thread and how it causes issues. Okay. So I don't know if you can see that. It's all twisted and tangled because, and again, I do have a video about this on YouTube that goes even more into detail about using glitter thread. A lot of people give glitter thread a lot of flack because when you pull any thread, glitter or not, when you pull it off of the spool like this, it comes off, it unwinds like this. Okay, so what happens is as it's coming off like this and it's going into your machine, it's twisting up. I don't know if you how well you can see that twisty right there, but it twists up in that path going to the embroidery machine. And so if you're not paying attention to pull that twisted thread out, pull that twist out of that thread, when it goes into the machine, it's going to kink up and it's going to cause a thread break. And then you're going to be upset and frustrated and like blaming the glitter thread when all it is doing what you're telling it to do, and that's to spiral off of the spool. Well, to combat that and make sure that it doesn't cause that spiral, what you want to do is have the thread come off of the spool the way it's naturally intended to come off of the spool, and that is straight off of the spool. Now let me, it's all tangled all the way up, so give me a sec to get this straightened. Okay, so if you were to put this on a stand of some sort or in a cup, so you can, let me see, do I have a cup nearby? Let's use this actually. Oh, shut up. Don't make me come up with this for my laser cutter. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness gracious. I might have to do this for my laser machine. Okay. So I made this box on my laser machine. All right. And what you can do is get a coffee mug or something like that, and then get a skewer, barbecue skewer, or a dowel rod. I don't think that's gonna work. Hold on, do I have a dowel rod somewhere? Y'all making me bring out stuff that I wasn't planning on bringing out, and don't know if I have it handy. Let's see. I think this is a dowel rod right here. Nope, that's gonna be way too big. And I'm sure y'all already hollering something that could work. I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna rob you, Mr. Air Can. Sorry. And hopefully this will work because it's kind of thin. But this is the straw from the air sprayer. So if you put that through, but I would use something heavier than the this. I would definitely use a dowel rod, but this is just for illustrative purposes only. Okay. So can you see how, let's do this. Hold on. I don't know. Let's see if a black background will help you see it better. Okay, so you see how it's curling off? It's already curling around the straw. You see that? That's because it's coming off top side. And see how it's twisting? Because it's coming off top side. We don't want it to come off the top of this spool. So to fix that, you want to put it in, or you can put it in a cup or something. And like I said, this straw is not strong enough. So, but if you put it like this, look, as it comes off, it's coming off straight. It's coming out completely straight. It will not twist on the way to the sewing machine because scientifically you're telling it to come off straight instead of it coming off the top. So if you have issues with your thread bunching going to your embroidery machine, especially glitter thread, have it come off this way and feed up to the machine in this fashion. Okay. So hopefully that'll help some of you guys who are having issues with your glitter thread. But that's pretty much what you need to do with all glitter thread, really. You don't want it to come off of the top. You want it to come off from the side. Danny got her buy-in number 10 order yesterday. Loving the Labrador and Arum. Congratulations, ma'am. I'm glad you do like them. We appreciate you letting folks know just how awesome the stones look. Yeah, knitting needle. I don't have any. I don't knit, y'all. Ooh, child, you doing good to get me to crochet. And I haven't crocheted in. I love to crochet, but I haven't crocheted in a long time, so I don't even know where my crochet needles are. But yes, that was a perfect idea, but I don't know where my crochet needles are. But yeah, a knitting needle would be perfect for that. And especially if you look at that mess that I've made with this. So I'm gonna fool with this later, or actually I'm probably just gonna trim the thread, but I've made a whole heap of a mess with this. And that's what can happen with your glitter thread if you let it come off the wrong way, come off the spool. All right, so I'll deal with that later. But let's go back to our super cute shirt. And like I said, this is a from a DIME kit that you can get from off of their website, and the link is in the description below. And that turned out totally adorable, y'all. It really did. And it would look even better with the clear vinyl, the super clear, thicker clear vinyl from you can get it from Walmart, or as somebody mentioned, the bedding plastic bags that the bedding comes in. That's free. You know, if you buy the bedding anyway. Well, I mean, the bedding ain't free, but you know what I'm trying to say. Hey, Dr. Phil, how are you? Welcome, Cunningham. Welcome. So as you see, it turned out super cute with the heat transfer glitter. You can use it as applique. And if you are worried at all, like I think it was Chris Smith or who mentioned or asked me if I did the heat and bond light on the back of my fabric pieces, and I didn't, because I generally don't. So the if you do heat and bond your fabric, then this is a step that you're already used to. It already has the heat and bond on the back of it for you because it's glitter, heat transfer glitter vinyl, HTV. And so you just add your heat and bond to the other pieces and press them to the shirt, and then press that, and then it's permanent. But I generally don't press mine. So it's just a super cute shirt for somebody's kid that they can wear, like I said, to school and get in trouble in class because they're so busy playing with their shirt and playing with the confetti in the plastic. So yeah, do I have those confettis in the Amazon shop? No, I don't, because I got these from Michael's. But I'm sure there's all kind of confetti that we can link in our Amazon so that you don't have to run out to Michael's if you don't want to. But they have a whole display of these polyester pieces, different shapes and stuff, and these are just hearts that I went and picked up. So yeah, super cute project. Absolutely loved it. And like I said, this is from DIME. These guys have a really awesome collection with the coordinating vinyl, glitter vinyl, Caesar glitter vinyl, and King Star metallic thread to go with your embroidery machine single needle project. And it is an awesome project. It really is, to match and go with your applique. Make applique easier by using vinyl instead of using fabric. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy doing this project. If you do this project, let me know by putting in the comments below. If you're watching the replay, let me know if you did do the project. If you didn't, that's the wrong. Can you tell I'm tired? If you do the project, let me know in the comments below. Also, if you did the project, is what I was trying to say, please show it in the Facebook group. We would love to see your finished applique projects. It don't have to be a snow globe, but it can just be any applique project that you decide to substitute fabric for some HTV glitter vinyl from Caesar. And like I said, these guys over at DIME is super nice and put together kits with coordinating glitter thread with the glitter vinyl to upscale your projects. And this color, these three colors are going to be perfect coming up in March and April, when folks are doing all of the spring colors and stuff. This is going to be perfect for then. So definitely grab your kit And like I said, I just went and got some polyester glitter is what they called it at Michael's, and then some clear vinyl to go on top of the snow globe that you can get from Wally World or from Joann's or any number of places. So let's see if I can find some of that um, plastic pieces glitter on Amazon. How cute would that be as a little fish bowl with little plastic fish and stuff? I know. We need to see if they have a fishbowl applique design on Creative Fabrica. That would be super cool. But let me show you guys what I was going to attempt, and I'm kind of glad I didn't because we're almost out of time. But with Sew What Pro, which again is an embroidery editing program, I am an official reseller, and it is on my website if you would like to purchase it. But Sew What Pro is for embroidery, okay, and it's to edit programs. So what I could have done, instead of stopping the machine in the middle of the project, exiting all the way out of that project, picking a letter from the embroidery machine, stitching it out, and then going back to reload the project. Instead of going through all of that, I could have just added a letter right here in Sew What Pro. And it's super easy. You just click on your lettering toolbar, which is right here. You would open up, actually, that's not the first step. The first step would be go to File and Merge. You want to merge in a letter, okay? And once you find your letter folder with your letters in it, you select the letter or letters that you want. But then after you do that, you can open this folder and it'll pull the same letters up again for you. And so let's see, I think this E is going to be too big. Let's click on it. Nope, it's not too big. So I could have easily just brought in my letters here and, put the design together right here instead of doing it outside of the embroidery design. Just add it to the embroidery design so that you don't have to go out of it. Okay. So that's one positive thing with Sew What Pro. And then I can combine these into one and move it into place so that it will stitch at the point that I need it to stitch at, right? So aside from that, let's delete that and delete that one now and delete that one. So what you can do is, for instance, this part of the embroidery design is your tack down stitch. This one is the placement stitch. They're both the exact same thing. So you can grab this stitch line, tack down or placement stitch, and you can go up here to this piece. This looks like a pin, and it says Save Applique Cutouts. And when you click there, notice it pulls up that exact shape, because it takes that exact stitch out and it saves it, and you can save it as an SVG. Okay. And then you hit Save Cutouts. And then once you save that SVG, you just load it into your Cricut or load Design Space or load it into your Silhouette Studio and then cut it out. Make sure that the size matches what it says up here. It may be a little bit bigger to give you some play, to make sure that you have some overhang. You know what I'm saying? And make sure that you can cover those lines. So it's going to be a smidge bigger because it saves purposely like that for applique. And then all you got to do is lay it in place and stitch it down. So that's an option as well. It's some extra steps, but it is an option. And you can easily do that right here in the Sew What Pro. So hopefully that tip will help you as well with using your cutting machine with your applique projects. And that keeps you from having to do what I was doing, going around and trimming all the way around and getting close enough and all that jazz. When cutting it out on the machine will do it for you, and it's cutting it to that shape. So that's another option. But yes, you're welcome, Susan Green. I am glad you guys enjoyed the project. If you did, give us a thumbs up in the chat. I would appreciate it. And then beyond that, I want to thank you for hanging out with me tonight. It's been a long week. We finished all of the packages, sending out all of the packages that we could for the last buy-in, and we are ramping up to receive the next shipment of stones so that we can finish out the last buy-in for the year. And we're looking forward to getting those out to you guys whenever those stones get here. So we did have a shutdown overseas that kind of delayed some things, but we're getting back in place over yonder and coordinated over here so that we can make sure you guys get your gorgeous stones, right? And I would love to see all of the projects. I've been loving seeing all of the rhinestone designs that you guys have been doing. And for those who have taken the class and made your own rhinestone designs, congratulations. Everything looks great. I love seeing it. And I appreciate you guys sharing that with us. You don't have to, but I do appreciate being able to see it and inspiring others to get them on the bling train as well. And please definitely share out, get your friends and your other crafty friends in on the bling movement, because it's gorgeous. We want to definitely get bling on and popping again. So we have a beginner's class coming after the first of the year. So we'll keep you posted on that. Just keep an eye out and an ear to the ground on our Facebook group. And I'll probably post a notification here on YouTube as well, to let you know exactly when that class will be. And then we'll also send out our first newsletter of the year about midways in January to let you all know of the upgrades and the changes and the things that we've been doing in the background for our next round of buy-ins for 2023. Y'all, 2022 is almost done. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? And don't forget, we had the Start Here Academy this year, right? So it's going to be in July next year, the Start Here Academy, for those who are serious about starting a business and want some encouragement and some, direction and meeting up with vendors and stuff. All of that is going to be in July in Indiana. So keep your eye out for the Graphics Pro Expo and the Start Here Academy. And if you're interested in getting your business up and going and off the ground, let us know, because we're going to be pushing that Start Here Academy starting in January again. So you got your crushed ice. You hate it took so long for you to finally order. It's so much better in person. Man, all I can say is all of the stones are better in person. I can sit here and show you rhinestones all day long. You'll see how pretty they are on camera, but the camera just cannot do those rhinestones justice. And it doesn't make sense to help you guys get your businesses up off the ground with some substandard rhinestones. We are talking about rhinestones, Sarah Riddick. We do sell rhinestones wholesale, business wholesale pricing here at the Baby's Booty, but we do it as a buy-in, and it only happens once a month. And the time frame for the buy-in is going to adjust as well next year. So there's a lot of things that's going to be changed. But we're excited to get you guys on board and doing rhinestones. I have this one shirt. I don't have another shirt right here with me, but I do have one of my McQuacken shirts. And as you see, the rhinestones are looking absolutely gorgeous. These are neon. That's neon yellow, neon orange. That's black, jet black. And then we've got some Labrador for his sword. And then we got a trim of Arm Dorado up there for his hat. And neon white for his eye and his skull and crossbones on his hat and his laces and his hook. So the stones look absolutely gorgeous right here. I've washed the shirt, I don't know how many times, washed it, and it looks absolutely gorgeous right here on camera. Look at it. I done scrubbed off some of my stones because of Russian pressing this thing. But you got bling extraordinaire out of these stones, but to see them in person, that's what makes the difference with the rhinestones. So yeah, definitely check them out and get your orders in, but that's going to be not until next year. We've already done our last buy-in for the year. But again, seeing them in person makes all the difference. It's not on camera. I can't show you how absolutely beautiful they are. Can you suggest some good sublimation ink to buy for my Epson 4800 that Santa is bringing you? If I'm not mistaken, Patrice sells sublimation ink. If I'm not mistaken, Patrice sells sublimation ink. So you can use there. There's also Hypo ink. I used to I've stopped. I have the Sawgrass, so I've stopped keeping up with the sublimation inks, but I'm pretty sure Patrice sells sublimation ink. Ask earlier. Oh, I'm talking about I ain't got no rhinestone shirt around here, but I got a rhinestone shirt on. Y'all, I'm tired. I've been in pain all day, so please forgive me. But this one says I put the pro in procrastinate. That's what this shirt says. I put the pro in procrastinate, and this design I want to say is on Rhinestone Mechanic website. I want to say that's where this one came from. I'm not 100% sure. I'll look and see and drop that link in the description as well. But this is Violet Ice, and this is Amethyst and Amethyst AB at the bottom. But the rest of it is Violet Ice. So this is, I put the pro in procrastinate because, you know, I do. I definitely put the pro in procrastinate. All right, you guys. So it is now 11. I'm going to look real quick and make sure of where that, I'm pretty sure that's where this design is from. The pro and procrastinate is at the Rhinestone Mechanic. And if it is, I will link it in the description. He has gorgeous rhinestone designs. Patrice has gorgeous rhinestone designs. Actually, let me link all of their stuff because their stuff is the bee's knees. And then you can check out their rhinestone designs too because they're absolutely beautiful. They are in my favorites, so I can get to them right away. Marilyn and Patrice's shop. Marilyn's merch is right here. So we're going to tag her right here. I'm going to put it in the thing. Big Boy, I think he does DTF ink. I don't know that he does sublimation ink. I know Patrice does. I'm more than positive Patrice does. And then, you know what? Let me put her link in the description as well. It's going to take me a minute, y'all, to do all of this because, you know, Bling Designs get awesome. Whoops, can I spell? Bling Designs here. Put hers, and then let's go grab Patrice's, which is right here, Craftable Things. So I'm going to put hers here. All right, so thank you, Dimps. I appreciate that, honey bunny, because I'm putting it in the description right now. Making with Marilyn. There we go. And then I'm going to put the pro in procrastinate. I put the pro. No, that's too much typing. Pro and procrastinate. And let me grab that design because, like I said, I'm more than positive it's right here. Because, yeah, there's that Time to Shine, which is real similar to it. And it's super pretty. So I'm going to have to do a search because it's going to take me forever to pull it up if I don't. And, of course, it's not pulling up. I'm like, gosh. Let's see. Yep, there it is. I did not mean to add it to the cart. I've already bought it. What in the world? Okay. So here is the link in the description for the pro in procrastinate. And then I'm going to put it here. Alrighty, so you guys, I hope you enjoy the links and everything. And like I said, definitely check the description for the snow globe design and for the mittens design. Both of those are on Creative Fabrica. If you don't have a Creative Fabrica account where you can just go on there and download any and everything that you want, I don't know what you're doing. I need you to get a Creative Fabrica account. And the link is in the description below. You cannot go wrong. Creative Fabrica is awesome. They have more fonts and designs than you can shake a stick at. You need Creative Fabrica in your life if you don't have them already. All right. So thank you guys. Have a great night. I'm getting ready to go and put my eye massager mask back on and chill out for the rest of the night until I crash because I'm just that tired. Actually, I'm hungry first. So I may grab a bite to eat first. And then I'm going to put my eye mask on and then I'm going to crash in that order. So you guys have a great night because I'm going to have a great night. And thank you for hanging out with me to see my snow globe embroidery applique design with our DIME heat transfer vinyl with glitter thread combination. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you make one. And until the next time we see you, we do hope you have happy embroidering. I don't know what we're gonna do next time. We'll figure it out. Sublimation or something. We'll see. But until the next, oh, you know what, y'all? Oh, hold up, time out. I don't think we'll be doing a show next week. Hold on, let me see. Let me see. Next Sunday we will. Sunday after that we won't. So we got one more show for the year, and then we'll be in the new year. How crazy is that? It is taking too long. This is crazy. I might not even do on the first. We may take 2 weeks off. I don't know. I've never done that before. I will go through withdrawal of y'all if I can't come on more than a week. I'm just telling you now. So that's gonna be real tough on me. We'll see if I'll make it. But I know the 25th I'm taking off. So we'll talk to you guys on the week after possibly. But we will be on next week. All right. So you oh no. Will I be on next week? I will not be on. If I come on, it's gonna be late, y'all, because I'm gonna be flying in from Detroit. Yikes. It might be 3 weeks before. I cannot take off 3 weeks, y'all. I'm gonna have to figure that thing out. That's gonna bother me. Oh my gosh, y'all, what in the world? I'm gonna have to figure out life. This is just gonna throw me. You know what? I need my eye massage mask. That's what I need. I need to go get that. So let me go get that and I'll keep y'all updated here in the community tab on whether or not I'm gonna be able to go live in the next 3 weeks. All right. Thank y'all. Love y'all. And I hope you have a great evening. Bye.